Kevin, thank you. We're going to have to let you go. No one wants to hear those words, but layoffs, in fact, happen, and workers need to be prepared for the worst. This week, we learned that Microsoft is laying off a record number of employees. The company says as many as 18,000 employees are going to lose their jobs over the next year. It's the largest cut in the company's 39-year history. The company says professional and factory employees will be impacted. Globee tech expert Hiawatha Bray tells us this is likely in reaction to the Nokia takeover. Now, closer to home, layoffs are on the way for workers at Raytheon. Officials for the company say the layoffs will happen at some of the Massachusetts and Rhode Island facilities, but have not said which specific ones. Now, this news comes nearly a month after the Waltham-based company lost a $915 million contract with the Air Force. Raytheon plans to help those employees affected by providing them with access to career counseling and employment services. So what are all these workers supposed to do? Brendan King is CEO of King & Bishop, a recruiting and temporary staffing agency. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you, Bob.
It is tough to hear those words. We're going to have to let you go.
Right.
What do people do when they're caught like that and they hear this?
Yeah.
What can they do?
Well, Bob, these are very large companies, and it doesn't really matter if it's a large company or a small company. Generally, people have an idea that this is coming. There's been a buzz. It's been out there a little bit. So, what should people do? Well, I would say the first thing you don't want to do is get caught up in the rhetoric. Just focus on your job, stay positive. What's going to happen is this is something beyond your control. It's beyond your immediate control. Generally, companies like a Raytheon or Microsoft are going to put some controls in place to ease as we call the exit.
So, as you said, it's like the tide coming in. You get a sense that something is up. If you're at a company that you're sensing something is up, what should you be doing?
Well, the first thing you should be doing, 15 years ago we would say have your resume ready.
Exactly.
Right? Today, you really just want to have your social profiles up and ready. Make sure that they're current. I talked to someone just this week that had been out of a job for a while, and it showed that they were still working there, which is a strategy, but you do want to keep that fresh. And, of course, the resume you want to keep fresh. But I'll tell you one thing that's really important. When you're in the job, you should be networking. If you suspect that the job may be going away, what you really want to do is make sure that you're keeping good, positive contacts with everybody there, because you're going to need them if it should happen to you.
Social networks. I know LinkedIn is one that I use, but what about, are there others out there that people should make sure that they're on there and make sure that their information is up to speed?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly technical, there are ones for technical people, like Guild, for example, is up and coming. And these are great sites for typically software programmers. I'm sure that there's an application out there for everybody, but LinkedIn really has become the ubiquitous global applicant tracking system. It's voluntary information. You're putting it out there, and that's where people really go to find out something about when someone becomes a candidate.
It's been a while since I've had to put together a resume. Are the rules the same with resumes? I know you used to be, type it up, print it out, and send it out, but now with the internet and with the social networking, everything changes now.
Absolutely. One of the things that I'm very big on with the resume is you should not be afraid to adjust its pitch to the job that you're looking at. So you don't want to have a fixed message about who you are. You want to take, in a good outplacement program, we provide outplacement services as well, but what we're trying to do is inventory your skills, and then you target your resume toward that position that you see out there. That's really important. Another big one is you don't have to put all your contact information on there. I should say contact, your where you live. You just want to give a LinkedIn and a cell phone number, maybe an email, and that's going to be good. But one of my pet peeves is you need to have an objective that suggests this is what I'm looking to do. So when that recruiter sees that resume, they'll say, why is Bob Ward's resume here? What does he do, and how can he help me?
I know the job market, it's kind of tight right now, but there are jobs out there, right? So don't fear the worst if this happens to you.
If this, there are things in life that happen of which we have no control.
Yeah.
It's very important to look at this opportunity and say, this could be the opening for the next opportunity in my life, and that's where it will lie.
Brendan King, thank you so much. A lot of people getting some bad news, but it doesn't have to be the last thing that happens. So thanks a lot for joining us. Great advice.
Thank you, Bob.